Hey people, welcome to my channel once again. My name is Tsungie. So if you're new here, I do craft videos, mainly knitting and crocheting, and sometimes a little bit of macrame. I've been putting some blogs here when I feel stressed and I cannot create new crafts, so I put like vlogs also there. Right, so in this video I'm going to show you how to knit. So I'll show you two methods of knitting. I'll show you the easy way and I'll also show you the faster way. Okay, so the first thing that you need to do before you start knitting is to do a what you call a slip knot. So you're going to make a circle like this. Right, after you make a circle, so this is your shorter yarn and this is the longer yarn. So the yarn that's in front, this one, you're just going to put it in the middle like this, and you hold on to it, then you pull everything like that. Okay, so that is how you do a slip knot. Then I'm going to put my knitting needle in that slip knot like this. Right, so I'm going to grab hold of the yarn that's the longer yarn, this one, and like I showed you in the other video, I'm just going to cast on or put some stitches on my knitting needle. So to do that, I'm just going to let yarn hang on this finger, and I'll put my knit like this and I'll let go. Hang on this finger, put my knit through and let go like that. Okay, so that is the easiest way to cast on. Just put your knit through and like that. So I'm just gonna cast on maybe 10 because I don't want it to be too big. Okay, maybe let me do three more. Okay, I think for the purposes of this video, this is enough. Okay, right, so let's start knitting. So the first method that I'm going to do, it's kind of like it's the Western method. So this method, what you do is that you put your knitting needle in there from the front like that, then you form kind of like an X. After that, you take your yarn, you wrap it on the needle that you just poked, right? So you wrap it like this. Okay, so after you do that, you're going to you want the yarn that you wrapped, you want it to come out this side. So what you're going to do, you're going to move your knit down, 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 until then you scoop that yarn. Right, so now it looks kind of like this. So after that, you're going to slip the stitch on the original knitting needle by just pushing it off like that. Okay, so let's do it again. So you're going to poke from the front like that, you form an X. You're going to wrap around. Okay, wrap around, and the yarn that you just wrapped around, you want it to come on top. So the way that you're going to do that, you're going to push this knit, the one that I'm pointing at, push it down, and when it's close to edge, you're going to let it come out like this. Right, then you let the stitch here off. Okay, so it's three what do you call it, movements. So poke, then wrap around, then you're going to scoop it out. Okay, after scooping it out, you let go. Let's do it again. Poke, wrap around, you're going to scoop it out, then you're going to let go. So this is the Continental method. This is the Western method of knitting. So I call it the easier method, because with this one, I think if you follow the instructions, anybody can do it. Okay, let's do it slowly one more time. So poke from the front, and whenever we poke from the front, that is what we call knit. It's a knit stitch. Okay, poke from the front. I go poke from the front, wrap around, and scoop it out and let go. Okay, so it's coming along nicely. We're going to knit all the way across. Let me just do three stitches. Oh, careful so that you take the right yarn. Alright, so what I normally do, this last stitch here, this is the stitch that we did the slip knot. So if I knit it, it's gonna be kind of loose. So what I just do, I loose the stitch. Then I just, if you pull on it, this slip knot will come out off. Because that's what I do. Alright, so let's continue with the Knead Stitch. Okay. So what you're going to do every time we start a row, we're just going to put our knit from the front, and we're going to release the first stitch like that. Okay. After that, we continue knitting as normal. Okay, again, poke from the front, wrap around, scoop out, let go. Poke from the front, wrap around, scoop out, and let go. Let's do it one more time slowly. You're poking from the front, wrapping around, and you're going to scoop it out by pushing this one down. When it's almost at the edge, you make sure that it goes in and out like that. Okay, then you let go. So that is the Western method of knitting. So it's easy to do as a beginner, but the only problem I have with this method is that it slows you down because there's so many movements. You're poking, you're wrapping, you're scooping out, and you're letting go. Poking, wrapping around, scooping out, and letting go. Okay, so it can take a while for you to get used to this method. And another thing, it takes time, so it might slow you down, or you might feel like, oh my god, I'm doing so much but it's not moving. All right, so that is the first method. Okay, so let me do more rows the same way. Remember, when we start a new row, what we simply do is we let the first stitch off, then we continue knitting. Okay, then we continue knitting. So that is the Western method of knitting. Oh, sorry, I was off the camera. Okay, so you're going to continue doing that until it grows and grows and grows. Okay, so let me do like 5 more rows and then come back. Alright, so after a couple of rows, then your garter stitch begins to show quite nicely. You can really see it, and so it will look the same on both sides with just doing the knit stitch, right? The problem that I have with this method is that when you're starting, because there's a point where you push the needle down, and so it might hurt your fingers, and there's a lot of handling. You'll be tired after a few rows. You'll be tired, and it won't move as quick. And another thing also is that when you're starting with this method, it's very difficult to work on your tension. So if you look here, this is a tight stitch, then here, then I kind of got the tension right. So that's the other problem with this method, is that when you're starting, your tension will be all over the place. Okay, so I'll do other videos where we talk about all those things, but yeah, I just thought I should mention some of the problems with this method. Right, at this point, our edges also, they have some bumps. Right, we will deal with the edges, how to make them look neater and nicer later on. I just wanted you guys to get to just get the foundation, like how you do it. Okay, so that is the first method. Let me quickly jump into the second method, which is the Continental stitch, which is a little bit faster, and it also gives you a little bit when it comes to tension, it's much easier to to control your tension with the other method, which I think so the Continental method is the one that I think you guys should learn and should be used to, because I think it's faster to work with and it's also easier to learn how to control your tension. Okay, so let me show you that.